What are New Testament scholars talking about when they're talking about Q? Hey everybody, I'm Dan McClellan. I'm a scholar of the Bible and religion, and Q stands for Quelle, which is a German word that means source, and it is an abbreviation for a hypothesized collection of Jesus's sayings that might have been used by the authors of Matthew and Luke as a source for Jesus's sayings. And this is all based on the comparison of the synoptic gospels. That would be Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Mark has long been understood to have been the first of the gospels to have been written. Now, Matthew and Luke both make use of some of the material from Mark. They also both have some material that is unique to each of the two of them. So Matthew has some material that's not found anywhere else. Luke has some material that's not found anywhere else. But Matthew and Luke also have some material that is shared between the two of them that is not in Mark. Where did that come from? One of the most popular ways to answer that question for well over 100 years has been the hypothesis that there was a collection of sayings in circulation that was used by the authors of Matthew and Luke, and we call that collection Q. And you can find a critical edition of Q that was published as part of the Hermeneia commentary series. You can also find introductions and scholarly discussions of Q if you want to go look. And there have also been other theories about this. Probably the leading competitor to the Q theory is the Farrer hypothesis, which basically argues that Luke just borrowed material from Matthew. So Matthew had their own material, and then Luke took some of it to supplement their own material and whatever they were borrowing from Mark. In other words, each gospel borrowed from the previous set of gospels. Matthew borrowed from Mark, Luke borrowed from Matthew and Mark, John might have borrowed from all three of them. So the Q theory has been considered the consensus view of scholars for some time, but I think cracks are forming in the foundation and other theories are starting to gain a lot of prominence. If you would like to see some social media content from folks who are involved in that discussion, a really good follow would be Mark Goodacre, who is on TikTok now and some other platforms as well. So that is what Q is. And the fit for this video has been the goddess Aurora Monroe, aka Storm.